Tom hasn't died yet. Tom hasn't died yet.
Tom hasn't paid yet. Tom hasn't paid yet.
Tom hasn't yet paid. Tom hasn't yet paid. Tom hasn't left yet. Tom hasn't left yet.
Tom hasn't yet died. Tom hasn't yet died.
Tom hasn't done badly. Tom hasn't done badly. Tom hasn't retired yet. Tom hasn't retired yet. Tom still hasn't voted. Tom still hasn't voted. Hasn't Tom started yet? Hasn't Tom started yet?
Tom hasn't said a word. Tom hasn't said a word. Tom hasn't been charged. Tom hasn't been charged. Tom hasn't been shaving. Tom hasn't been shaving. Tom hasn't been indicted. Tom hasn't been indicted. Tom hasn't gone home yet. Tom hasn't gone home yet. Tom hasn't yet gone home. Tom hasn't yet gone home. Tom hasn't complained yet. Tom hasn't complained yet. Tom hasn't stopped crying. Tom hasn't stopped crying. Tom hasn't done very much. Tom hasn't done very much. Tom hasn't been found yet. Tom hasn't been found yet. Tom hasn't talked about it. Tom hasn't talked about it. Tom hasn't been supportive. Tom hasn't been supportive. Tom hasn't gone to bed yet. Tom hasn't gone to bed yet. Tom hasn't been bitten yet. Tom hasn't been bitten yet. Tom hasn't yet been bitten. Tom hasn't yet been bitten. Tom hasn't been caught yet. Tom hasn't been caught yet. Tom hasn't yet been caught. Tom hasn't yet been caught. Tom hasn't been beaten yet. Tom hasn't been beaten yet. Tom hasn't been warned yet. Tom hasn't been warned yet. Tom hasn't fed the dog yet. Tom hasn't fed the dog yet. Tom hasn't yet fed the dog. Tom hasn't yet fed the dog. Tom hasn't yet been charged. Tom hasn't yet been charged. Tom hasn't been demoted yet.
Tom hasn't been demoted yet. Tom hasn't yet been demoted. Tom hasn't yet been demoted. Tom hasn't been evicted yet. Tom hasn't been evicted yet. Tom hasn't yet been evicted. Tom hasn't yet been evicted.
Tom hasn't had an easy life. Tom hasn't had an easy life. Tom still hasn't fed the dog. Tom still hasn't fed the dog.
Tom hasn't been captured yet. Tom hasn't been captured yet. Tom hasn't yet been captured. Tom hasn't yet been captured. Tom hasn't been cremated yet. Tom hasn't been cremated yet. Tom hasn't yet been cremated. Tom hasn't yet been cremated. Tom hasn't been deported yet. Tom hasn't been deported yet. Tom hasn't yet been deported. Tom hasn't yet been deported. Tom hasn't been executed yet. Tom hasn't been executed yet. Tom hasn't yet been expelled. Tom hasn't yet been expelled.
Tom hasn't been punished yet. Tom hasn't been punished yet. Tom hasn't yet been punished. Tom hasn't yet been punished. Tom hasn't yet been replaced. Tom hasn't yet been replaced. Tom hasn't met my family yet. Tom hasn't met my family yet. Tom hasn't been seen in weeks. Tom hasn't been seen in weeks.